Boy, shuba duba die. This blessed country, O land of beauty, I pray for thee. Some people have that wrong philosophy that politicians can save a country. They never try and do it spiritually. And now the system exploding on we. The country in a recession, a big change from the old time religion. Mankind rewriting history in a modern but a bad version. We living in our final days. Take a look and change your ways. For our beautiful country, going back to slavery days, only a prayer for the land can stop drug violence and crime. A prayer for the land. Yes, these are the signs of the end of time. A prayer for the land. The price of living, man, is so high. A prayer for the land, that even the rich like the poor cry. You say you're concerned and care. We country living in fear, but all are we born right here. So let's say a prayer, the Almighty Father will hear. And I see, did a bad boy.
Shut alive, shut alive.
Oh God Almighty, show some mercy on this our country. Moral standard gone way down the drain. Little children using rum, crack and cocaine. It seems like wicked-itions gone insane. And everyone playing the dirty game. Too much guns and drugs in the country, owned by Tom, Dick and Harry. But if you're wrong, you must pay for it, for the law. No one above it. Put an end to victimization, oppression, and segregation. It's not a good thing for this country, so let's try and wipe it out totally with a prayer for the land, of fire and brimstone go burn with it. A prayer for the land. Some say they're picking out who should get paid. A prayer for the land. And that's why the prisoners burn down the jail. A prayer for the land. One day it must prevail. Please don't let this country become an next Haiti. No peace, no unity. Bow down humbly. The Almighty will answer it. Oh yeah. Dee-dum-ba-dum, boy. Shuba-duba-dai. Oh God Almighty, show some mercy on this our country. They now call we terror Paradise Island. No longer a country where peace abound. Yes, I used to boast about my land of beauty. The freest nation with democracy. But now we are the capital for drug pushers and money launderers. Shame and scandal is on we, sink is tarnish universally. Some blame it on the politicians for the unstabilized conditions. We going from bad to worse, Our blessed country now close, but a prayer for the land will help us to live with other people. A prayer for the land, for that's why the nation in big trouble. A prayer for the land, united we stand, divided we fall. A prayer for the land, citizens answer your duty call. Righteousness exalts the nation. The most I hate poor man depression. So I'm calling on everyone to take a stand. Take it, listen to my song. This blessed country, O land of beauty, I pray for thee.
Yes, Sound of the Man, Calypso Quig. Pray for the land, pray for the Federation of St. Kitts Nevis as we get ready for yet another Wednesday evening of sharing the vibes here, sharing some information, and keep your folks in the diaspora, in the region and locally there in the Federation of St. Kitts Nevis informed. I'm DJ Mauricio, and I'm coming to you live and direct from the Gaza here in the Boogie Down Bronx. Yes, you heard it right. DJ Mauricio is here at the Gaza in the Boogie Down Bronx, getting myself organized here with some information and trying to keep you, our beloved citizens, in tune to what is happening back home. Whether you might be in the Federation of St. Kitts Nevis, whether you might be regionally, internationally, we welcome everyone online this evening. Lots to talk about, lots to chat, a lot of stuff out there in the atmosphere that is happening. And social media. We all know that the fake news folks do a very good job at, as they would say, elevate the petty stuff. The opposition is doing their thing. DJ Mauricio bring you the real vibes. That is what it is. But before I bring you the real vibes, let me give you a quick ad here of what this program is all about.
Wednesday evenings are heating up. Log on to DJ Mauricio's Facebook Live broadcast every Wednesday evening from 6 to 8 p.m. It's a frank and a candid exploration into the social, cultural, political, and economic issues affecting our federation. And just in case you missed it, you can also catch the broadcast on his YouTube channel, DJ Mauricio. Subscribe to the channel on YouTube and smash that bell. You will be notified whenever he goes live. DJ Mauricio, every Wednesday evening, Facebook 6 to 8 p.m. or thereafter on his YouTube channel, DJ Mauricio. Log on.
Yes, don't forget to log on every Wednesday evening from 6 p.m. until, so that we can have our conversation and let the folks know what is happening. Well, we're going to drop a track tonight, this evening, with everything that is happening in our beloved Federation. I just want to say, in spite of everything that is happening, DJ Mauricio is doing fine, and our country stand ready to rumble with anyone. We're small, but we're taller. This one is coming from the man King Short Shirt, in spite of all.
At last, at long last, at last, out of chaos and strife, we found a hope we've never known. A glimpse, just a glimmer, just a gleam, but a flicker of light like I have never seen. The voices of my people tells me that we're reaching maturity. Their spirit shows that determination for a new society. Though plagued by injustice, misfortune and strain, and constant oppression, I foresaw change. Though we fail to get along, there's one thing we have in common. The oppression we bear will forge us as one. Yet in of all our hardship and misery and poor economic condition, we must struggle on. The state of affairs at the moment indicate that a stand will have to be taken soon by the people ourselves, our future sake. Can't allow all our time, efforts and talents to waste. If we open up our eyes, we could soar the skies and make this island a paradise. We can unite, speaking with divided voices. Rise, 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 rise. People, open up your eyes.
Share the Lord, share the Lord.
Produce, that's the answer, produce. Develop our own, use our own, and own our own. Despite our political views, we must all understand that we are part of this island. And the same stick lick in the wild goat is the same stick lick in the tame. Everybody drifting in the same boat, we all sinking just the same. Some of them are claiming that they have this country at heart, but their actions are showing they're splitting the people apart. And they pulling and tugging, we so colorblind we can't see. There's no wonder we are used and abused constantly. Yet in spite of all our hardship and misery and poor economics condition, we must struggle on. The state of affairs at the moment indicate that a stand will have to be taken soon by the people ourselves, for our future sake. Can't allow all our time, efforts and talents to waste. If we open up our eyes, we could soar the skies and make this island a paradise. We can unite, speaking with divided voices. Rise, 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 rise. People, open up your eyes. Perhaps, just perhaps, I thought the pressure we feel that is revealed the world around would serve us as a lesson that ought to make us aware the needs to create lifestyle more sound. The principles of capitalism has left us an empty shell. The decadence of society is the results as well. Promote cooperation, knowledge and skill, and industrial programs that would be producing a strong and hard-working man will be glad to own a piece of this land and be rid of this cancer foreign domination. Yet in spite of all our hardship and misery and poor economics condition, we must struggle on. The state of affairs at the moment indicate that a stand will have to be taken soon by the people ourselves, for our future sake. Can't allow all our time, efforts and talents to waste. If we open up our eyes, we could soar the skies and make this island a paradise. We can unite, speaking with divided voices. Rise, 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 rise. People, open up your eyes.
Yes, my good people of St. Kitts Nevis, we got to open up our eyes, listen to what is transpiring, what is taking place out there in the world, use our common sense and know what is wrong and what is right, what makes sense, what doesn't make sense. Many things that I'm hearing over the last couple of days, I mean, it's just simple common sense it takes for you to know whether this is fake or not. As I have said week after week, I am not here to do any bidding for any government. I am here to give the facts, bring the facts to you and let you know what is taking place and have a conversation. We, the citizens of St. Kitts Nevis, whether home or abroad, we elect a government based on their manifesto, if we like what they're saying or not. And once you have choose that government, you have 5 years to allow them to do what they need to do. If somewhere along the line they're so far off course to what we expect, we know to go back to the polls. We have proven that in 2022, so we don't have to get into any beef over that. But outside of anything that is going to be detrimental to the country, we really have to give the government that we elect the opportunity to do their thing. Because keep in mind, this recent dilemma is something new to St. Kitts Nevis. The government of 2015 to 2022 is something new to St. Kitts Nevis. We try a thing, it didn't work out. So we are back to square one. Not just rebuilding, but you got to fix the damage that was done before you can even implement anything new. The new Labour administration under the leadership of Dr. Terence Jones is not even 2 years as yet. August 5th of this year will make 2 years that they're in office. And I've said time and time again, there has been so much success that has taken place under this administration, but for whatever reason, their PRO machinery, they're just simple, not functioning, in my view. Because we are hearing all of these fake news daily, weekly, and you keep trying to catch up with the fake news when you should be out there marketing your stuff, what you're doing in advance and let people know. And mind you, there are many things that I now have heard the ministers in government, including the Prime Minister, come on their platform, came to the media, came to the country and said things that they're doing. But for whatever reason, people act like they did not hear anything. So basically the fake news continues. So this evening, I'm going to try my best as usual. We're going to drop some clips. We're going to give some updates, have a conversation. Yes, we understand that there's some criminal activities took place over the weekend again there in our beloved federation. As I've said time and time again, it does not matter what government in office. The seed was planted, the tree have blossomed, and we are bearing the fruits right now. Those criminal activities that are taking place, it's going to be happening for some time until they clean themselves up. The earth have to clean itself. But in the meantime, before I dive too deep into the other part of this program, let's take a listen to G.A. Dwyer Astafan commentary for today. I think this commentary is a very powerful one. It's speaking about insurance and stuff like that. I myself is dealing with a similar situation at the moment. So let's take a quick listen that once we start driving, we're driving straight home, okay? So stand by for the Honorable G.A. Dwyer Astafan.
Greetings. Today I want to talk about a subject that is not at all sexy, but it is very important. The topic is property insurance. The idea behind insurance is to seek protection against risk. If you are protected, the insurance company is there to assist you in facing the consequences. If you are not protected by insurance, you're on your own. So you insure your vehicle, for example, and if you have an accident, then you can claim compensation from your insurance service provider. Likewise, if your house is damaged or destroyed. Under the law, it is not compulsory to insure your home or other building. So a number of homeowners do not insure their properties. In fact, you might be surprised at the number of people who don't even know about home insurance. And this lack of knowledge can be a very dangerous thing and can lead to severe loss and hardship, both for individuals and for the government and country, as we will find out. So it is wise to learn about these things and to chart a prudent course in the management of your affairs. There are also people who know about home insurance, but they prefer not to insure, or for one reason or other, they cannot afford to get insurance. Some of those people will put aside money in the hope that it can cover any serious damage or loss to their home in the event of an earthquake, flood, fire, hurricane, that sort of thing. But others don't put aside anything. Indeed, some have nothing to put aside, and these are totally at risk if any dangerous event were to visit their home. Now, if you are borrowing money from a bank or a credit union, they will insist that your property, which they are holding as security, is insured because the bank or credit union has a stake in your property. And the stake in your property is their depositor's money, which was used to loan to you. So they have to protect their depositor's money by holding your property as security and by making sure that that property is insured. Now, over the years, insuring one's property has become increasingly costly. In my case, for example, I paid an annual fee of $12,000+ in 2022. In 2023, that figure rose to just under $17,000. And now in 2024, the quoted rate is $22,000. By the way, these quotes that I'm getting and this property insurance that I have is with, in terms of pricing, one of the best, if not the best, insurance service provider in our market. But these figures I give you reflect an increase in rates of 36% between 2022 and 2023. 36%. And by about 31% between 2023 and 2024, or nearly 80% between 2022 and 2024. That is an astronomical increase. Why have the rates been increased so steeply and so quickly? The insurance industry's answer is that with the dangers of global warming and other things, with the increased intensity and frequency of disastrous events, both natural and man-made, and with the insurance industry having to settle billions upon billions upon billions of dollars, more than ever before, in claims globally, and they're all tied up pretty much into a single global system, underwriting, that sort of thing. They said that because of all of these things, they have to increase premiums. After all, they are in business, and business works to survive. That's fair enough, isn't it? However, this is creating a very dangerous situation for property owners and for countries like ours. Most of the relatively few persons who can find the extra money to insure their homes, and to do so fully, will still have to rebudget very strictly. And this can and will restrict their spending power in other areas. They have to pull back in other areas. And this will have a negative knock-on effect on their lives and the quality of life for them, and consequently on the national economy. Then those who underinsure their properties, and underinsuring means that they do not insure up to the full value of the property because they cannot afford it or they choose not to do it. And those who do not insure at all are unlikely to have sufficient money to pay for any severe loss or damage which they may suffer in a major storm or other event. Now, this is the middle of April. Hurricane season is almost upon us, and this one promises to be very active. By my guesstimate, there are at least 15,000 homes in our country, in St. Kitts for sure, valued at about, again a guesstimate, $8 billion. If, God forbid, a severe storm, or worse yet, two severe storms, or other severe events were to strike, and we lose, say, 10% of our housing stock, we're looking at a loss of $800 million. And the owners of those destroyed properties will likely be people who are either underinsured or not insured at all. Included in that overall number are our National Housing Corporation homes. The NHC is sitting on over 3,000 house loans, totaling over $140 million. And that $140 million can come nowhere close to being an accurate replacement value for these homes if they are lost. And of the 3,000 home loans that NHC has in its book, only 15% are covered with insurance. This means that of the 3,000, more than 2,500 homes are not insured. Yet, and naturally so, if any damage or loss occurs to these homes, their owners, all of them, will want their houses to be repaired and or restored. And when I say all of them, I mean all of them. NHC homeowners and all of the other homeowners in the country. In St. Kitts, I have an idea how many there are in St. Kitts. I'm not sure about Nevis, but it will be the same story applying. Where would these people get the money? Not from the insurance industry for sure. At least not those who are not insured. So some will go to the banks and credit union. But would they have the security to offer to the financial institutions? Would they be bankable? My guess is that many of them would not be. Which means that a lot of people would now look to the government to help them out. Where would the government find $800 million to help out these folks? My guess is that the government cannot. And as we ponder on this scenario, we must note that it provides yet another insight into the need for our people to reprioritize our resources and to stop tugging so much on the public purse. Spend your limited funds on what you need before you go and spend them on what you want. And apart from that, you can bet your bottom dollar that in addition to severe damage to and loss of private homes, there would be damage and loss to business places and to government. Some businesses might never reopen, so we would be looking at business closures, job losses, severance payment demands, economic shrinkage, increased deprivation and psychological and social stress, etc., etc., all of which would call for more money. And how would we be able, in that sort of situation, to recreate jobs and fix and rebuild our infrastructure and our economy? Further, the damage and losses suffered by government could cripple the country for months or years, creating all kinds of horrible suffering for all of us. It could lead to mass emigration, depopulation of the country, and God knows what other terrible things. So there would be an urgent demand on government for more money and other resources. And all of this at the worst possible time and in the worst possible circumstances. This could severely and deeply rupture this country, economically and socially, setting us back 20 years, maybe more. And on with this potentially grim and somber scenario. But it must be discussed. And this is April, weeks away from the start of the hurricane season, which promises, as I say, to be busy. Upsetting as it may be, I think it is important for us to understand these things and to best position ourselves individually and as a country to meet the challenges, to be resilient in every way. And resiliency begins with us, not with the government. Each of us must understand and bear our own responsibilities. Now, can anything be done about these high insurance premiums? No disrespect intended, but I was checking out some investment possibilities for two young friends of mine, and I found out that some of the best corporate investments available are in insurance companies. The prospective return on investments in insurance is about 6 to 7%, and these are regarded as pretty safe investments. So it caused me to ask the question, if the insurance industry is taking the licking it says it is, how come investing in shares in them can be so rewarding? And if they're doing so well as to be paying such high returns on investments, even in these most difficult of times, why are premiums still rising so steeply? Is the intention of these companies in the industry to maintain very high profit margins, regardless of the prospect of losing clients, and exposing people and countries like ours to such catastrophic possibilities? Something seems not to be adding up to me. I'm not accusing, just asking. And in this vein, I think that it might be helpful if the governments in CARICOM would sit down with the insurance industry and have a deep examination into this matter, and to try to come out of the process with lower and more affordable rates so that more people can remain in the insurance system, so that homes and communities can be rebuilt more readily in times of disaster, and so that the pressure on governments and taxpayers is reduced. This is what we need so that we can be better positioned, all of us, citizens, government, and nation, to bounce back after these events. And if after an exhaustive and comprehensive exercise shows that perhaps a package of concessions is in order for the industry on a CARICOM-wide basis, I don't know, I'm just saying, then by all means introduce a package. Look at the consequences of not doing so. And don't wait for the stuff to hit the fan. Now is the only time we have. And I know that over the years, there has been talk regionally about these things. But we know that the region is very good at talk. We need action. As I've said, the hurricane season is just weeks away. And every day is the season for those other things which can do us severe harm as well. We need action now, and I urge it Until next time, safety and security.
Yes, that is the commentary from my boy G.A. Dwyer Astafan for today, Wednesday, April 17th. And I really appreciate that commentary because I have been dealing with some insurance matters for some time now. And these insurance companies, only God knows what they have going on out there because if you really pay attention, it's like a monopoly with these insurance companies. You pay your insurance healthy every month without delay. But as soon as there's a little mishap, you got to all kind of manner able to get a little relief. And after they put you through the ringer and you get the little help to restore your property, whether vehicle or home, then you are hit with cancellation because you're not supposed to file a claim. So something really needs to be done about these insurance companies. They're really knocking us about. I do not know if it's happening the same way and our beloved Federation St. Kitts Nevis, but we need to look into it. Let me take this opportunity to say good evening to some folks and welcome them aboard. I want to say good evening to Sister Gwyneth Marisha. Good evening. How are you doing? Hope all is well. Sister Beverly Marisha, good evening. Hope all is well. My baby girl, I'm looking forward to seeing her in a couple of days. Have a little chit chat with my baby and see how she's doing in school and stuff like that. I want to also say good evening there to my godmother there, Sister Joyce Bedford and Mr. Bedford. Hope all is well. Well, I gave my father a call, my dad a call yesterday, spoke to him, he's there in the VI. Past 90 already, but still decided to drive the DJ crazy, taking up space. Told me that a friend of his called him and wanted to know if I was his son, because weekly she hear me hailing up everybody and I don't hail up my dad. So I want to shout out my dad this evening. The man, Alfonso Marisha, my namesake. Good evening, hope all is well with you. There in the VIE. And I love you. Look forward to seeing you shortly. Sister Margaret Marisha, good evening as well. I also want to say belated birthday to my sister, the Alicia Marisha. I hope all is well with you. Sherry, Allison, my brother George. I have, my family is so big. If I stay here to call all my cousins and everybody, I will not get to this program. So I just want to big up you all. Have a good evening. My online viewers, Veronica Roberts, good evening. Hope all is well. Juliet Keynes, welcome to the ride. Gwenda Skelton, welcome to the ride. Cora Bennett, good evening. Hope all is well with you. Sister Deetra Smith Farrell, hope all is well with you. My brother there someplace around the world, Brother George Nisbet, how are you doing? Hope all is well. Hugh Coleman, David Sr., hope all is well with you. That's Brother Sebastian Williams, hope all is well with you. The list of names that are popping up, I just want you all to bear with me because 1 minute I'm looking at 100 people, then it jumps into the hundreds and into the thousands. So I don't want to really miss some folks. So I got to go back down the list to pick up some of these folks while the list just jump on me there. So Rhonda Brown, good evening. Yvonne Jeffers, Linda Bratcher, Livingston Brown, good evening, my brother. How are you doing? Clayton Davis. Linda Clark, good evening. Hilla Brown, welcome to the ride. Romeo Paris, welcome to the ride. Hope all is well with you. Which part in the world are you, Mr. Paris? Because I stopped by the pharmacy there at West Point, trying to check you a couple of times and the door is closed. So let me know where in the world you are, partner. Look forward to seeing you and chatting with you. My girl there, Sister Lioness Charles, how are you doing? The movement, thanks for your continued support. Shirley Jeffords, Mona Davis, Montclair Sadler, how are you doing? Welcome in the house. Tara, the library there in the Toronto area. Sister Caitlin DeGuire. Evelyn, welcome to the ride. Annette Morton. Sandra Thompson, Renville Thomas, welcome to the ride. Justin Stacy Batcher Choy, that's a lot of name there for your sister. You got to shorten that name. Paul Francis, how are you doing? Which part in the world are you? Are you in St. Martin or in the Texas area? Renville Thomas, good evening. Welcome to ride. My partner there, brother Bigo, right now in the St. Thomas USVI, hanging out for Carnival. Just buried his daughter there a couple weeks back or 2 weeks ago. Just want to send condolences to you again, brother Bigo. My brother there, Romello Jeffers, how you doing? Hope all is well. Chester Watson, good evening. Welcome to the ride. Hope all is well with you. Woodland Hill, hope all is well with you. My brother there, brother Ivor Hendricks, Ivor Henry, sorry. I know you're looking for some overtime tonight. Don't look for that. That's not happening. Brother Deacon Orwell Jeffers, welcome to the ride. Brother Thaddeus Deposo, welcome to the ride. Joseph Brooks, welcome to the ride. Joanne, welcome to the ride. Brother Ike and Ennis MSC, welcome to the ride. As usual, Larrett Wharton. Okay, Paul Francis, all right, cool. Ken Gonzalez, how are you doing? How is Sister Debbie? Hope all is well with you. I want to big up my engineer, the man Ike, out of the Trinidad and Tobago area. As I have said previously, without brother Ike, this program is nothing. So I want to thank him for his continued support and keeping this program alive and lively online. Now, my good people, there has been several calls coming through over the last couple of days, and folks are asking my opinion and things. Now, I am here in the Boogie Down Bronx. I'm here for a short spell. I do not know what is transpiring in our beloved Federation. I understand that there was another shooting over there, the fisheries building over there in the Newtown area. I understand a bystander also get hit in the leg. I was hearing some situation about that. I am not in a position to give any update on that matter because I am not on the ground to see things for myself. And I pride myself on not just spreading false rumors because it sounds good or to make this program popular. So upon my return to the Federation, I will see if there is anything that need to be updated and bring to you, the general public, next week. So at the end of the day, let's hope that everybody is safe in our beloved Federation, and we can pray and ask for the crime wave to stop, the shooting to stop, but we also know why we are having this situation. The retaliation of folks who have done their things gonna continue, and until such time as we get our folks to understand that life, no matter what you're dealing with, life is better than death. We're gonna continue to have this problem. I have had the opportunity to speak to 1 or 2 young people in the Federation, some of them not even 20 years yet. And their views is that they don't mind dying. So if you're gonna be speaking to a 18-year-old or 20-year-old and they're telling you they're ready to die, there must be something that they know that I don't know, but I am not ready. But when my time comes, I guess I would have to take that drive or take that walk, however I will get to my final destination. But I'm appealing to our beloved, the people of our beloved Federation, to ease up on the gun violence. Let's talk about it. Let's have a conversation. There's better ways to settle our scores. So let's take a quick listen to my brother Carbo's advert here. So before we get into the meat of the matter.
Carbo's, located at Fountain Village in Nevis, is the go-to spot for your Saturday treats. Tantalize your taste buds with his delectable Carbo's Delicacy Goat Water. Or, if you prefer some soul food, then Carbo's Fungi and Fish is definitely the way to go. Call ahead and reserve at 869-663-9694 Then make your way over to Carbo's and enjoy the vibrant atmosphere while you savor your delicacy. Carbo's, we are not changing, we are only improving.
Food all over. Food all over. You got the food all over.
And like Carbo say, you know, they're not changing, they're only improving. So Carbo now offers delivery service around the island of Nevis and throughout the Federation of St. Kitts Nevis. All you have to do is call Carbo in advance, a day or two in advance, let him know you are interested in your goat water, your fungi and fish, or your banana and fish, and Carbo will definitely have it delivered to you in quick time, hot. And I am advising you guys, I'm telling you, you would not regret getting your plate, your bowl, whatever from Brother Carbo. So give Carbo a call and let him know that DJ Marisha sent you. Now take a quick listen to my girl, dear sister Carmen of Carmen's Catering Services.
Girl Sandra, you know where you can find nice fresh local food 7 days a week, one provision and all kind of thing. Girl, where? Right down there by Shellings, by Carmen Catering Services. Girl, she opposite the bus stop. Girl, and she also cater for weddings, parties, anything you want to cater for, funeral and all. Girl, and trust me, you're gonna enjoy the food. And she also selling bites and sundaes. Opposite the car shop, right down the main road. Girl, you could call 665-1494 or 663-6005 to order your food or go and pick up your food. Girl, the food will be finger licking and you get your money worth. You ain't want nothing better than that.
Yes, so you heard it from Sister Carmen. Check out Carmen from Monday to Saturday day at Shirley and right across from the West Side Ferry Terminal there, downtown Bastia. Anytime from lunchtime until about 5. And on a Sunday, you get your lunch over there in Boyd's Village, right across from the Ogara shop. You check Sister Carmen for your lunch. Again, that too is from about midday until about 5 p.m. And you can also reach out to Carmen and do your orders in advance. You get your takeaway bowls and whatever. Very lovely, pleasant lady. Food are very good, delicious. I had the opportunity of getting my lunch and dinner there from Sister Carmen, so I can speak from a position of my taste buds that Carmen is real capable of nicing up your taste buds. This evening, there's a couple of things that we have to talk about, like I said, and we're gonna focus first. Let's get the hot things off the press because I am getting all kind of calls today telling me, did you Marisha, did you hear the PS of health was sent home and whatever. And I try to say, I am in the Bronx, New York. I am not aware of these things. I have never met the PS of health. I do not know who the PS of health is. And whatever is taking place in the Federation, I look forward for someone to give me some update because the general public has a right to know what is taking place in the civil service, I must say. And if there are people that there has to be repositioned, I don't see an issue with the government trying out things, and if people are not filling the role, as Dwyer would say, square pegs in round holes, whatever, then you make the shuffle and a shift them and doing whatever you have to do. I don't think the government should be getting beat up for making the necessary adjustment. What I realize about our people in St. Kitts Nevis, they complain about everything, any and everything. And I'm speaking in general. I'm not saying everybody. I am speaking in general that I have seen several people, they come and they complain about everything. Does not matter what they complain. But the minute you try to resolve the matter or fix it because they complain about it, they tell you no. You should not do this, you should not do that, you should not move this person. But if you have somebody functioning in a particular capacity, and the general public is complaining about an individual, I think it's the responsibilities on whoever responsible for those areas to make the adjustment. It's either the general public is wrong or that individual is wrong. And if the individual is not wrong and the general public is not wrong, then whoever is leading that department or that area, then they need to be reshuffled just the same. We have heard the cry about reshuffling cabinet. Well, maybe that needs to be done too as well, you know. The jury is still out on that. But in terms of these reshuffles in the government offices in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, I have said it publicly. I am of the view that there are people who are left over from the previous Team Unity administration in certain areas that may be sabotaging the operation of this new Labour administration. If I am wrong, prove me wrong. But through my investigation and my observation, I am seeing too much simple mistake, so much simple things that should not happen, that should not affect folks. So I understand, as I said, the PS of health was either sent on vacation or removed. I do not know for facts. And my girl sister Abigail Archibald Harrigan, she always have her drone out there. So Abby, if you got any information on that information, please share it with the general public here, if you can, so that we could get a better understanding what is going on. I also heard that the PS for National Security was sent on vacation on leave. I do not know. These are the messages I am getting today. That is constantly for the day. Whatever it is, the government has a responsibility to let the people know of the changes and move on. Changes will come. Nothing is permanent. None of us is here to stay. And if you have people in positions that are stifling the growth of the country and helping and doing the work that they are paid to do, then you reshuffle them, whatever you have to do. But I am not in a position at this time to make a statement or take any position on what I'm hearing, because I do not know whether, and you go on social media, you see these things, and then you're hearing fake news, you know. I know for sure that there's a lot of fake news out there, because I am still calling out my boy Wally Wilkin, you know. I'm still calling out my boy Wally because I saw something on that rag paper that is St. Kitts Nevis Times. And I know for a fact that that's fake news, so I can speak on it. I went online yesterday, and I saw something there from my boy brother Wally. And basically, it was in regards to some time back, I think in 2022, there was a clip where Dr. Douglas was speaking to a few people during a break of Parliament. And what Dr. Douglas was saying is he cocking his foot and drinking his coffee. But this situation was under the Team Unity administration when they had the little breakup or whatever they had there, where I guess the now Deputy Premier of Nevis was at the same event where they're having their break, their lunch, was eating, and he too joined into the conversation. And the conversation was something in regards to Dr. Douglas he just cocking his foot and drinking his coffee. But this was in 2022. So how could the rag paper there, St. Kitts Nevis Times, come up with the idea now that they can use that clip and act as if the new Labour administration is having so many issues that Douglas is saying he cocking his foot and minding the business, he not getting caught up in nothing with the new Labour administration and the new Prime Minister. So this is what exactly is in the St. Kitts Nevis Times. Meanwhile, in the midst of confusion, the chaos in Dr. Joe administration, Dougie just saying this.
I eat inside here. Let me drink me coffee and cook my food. 7 years. 7 years. It's 7 years, not 14 days. Fourteen days.
I'm not 7 years. Greetings.
So you could see in the background there, that's the Honorable Evelyn, the Deputy Premier of Nevis, at the time was a part of the conversation when he says 14 days. And this was done, like I said, back in 2022, wherever they was having their break for following Parliament. So how could that rag paper come up to edit something and say that this is something that Dr. Douglas is saying now in regards to the new Labour administration? So folks, I'm asking, like I said, to pay attention. You know, I'm not saying everything that they would put in their paper might be wrong, but if Brother Wally would just take a break from the fake news, he will get more out of me, because I have no problem giving legs to anything that is beneficial to the country and the people of the country. But when you're going to have these fake news, you know, it does not help us. It does not help the country. And not because you're in opposition at the moment, you're going to do everything you can to bring down the country. What happened if by chance there is a by-election shortly and you guys end up back in office? What are you going to do now? You're going to tell the people that the country was a bad place to visit yesterday, but today, because government changed a day later, is the best place to visit, so come on to our shows. You know, I had a conversation with a young man down at the ferry terminal last week, and I enjoy this kind of conversation because you get to understand what is in the minds of the people. One thing Gwyneth always tells me is, Jeff, you could shake a man's hand, you cannot shake his heart. You could see a man's face, you cannot see what's inside his heart. And that is a true statement. And I pay close attention to it, and I believe it. Because in speaking to this brethren, he stopped me and offered me a drink. And while having the drink, you know, he brought up the situation of the happenings in the island and what I think about certain things. And it was a good conversation. For whatever reason, people engage me in conversation. And as one gentleman said to me, is that he's very appreciative of having conversations with me because I open up his mind to thinking differently to what he was thinking. Now, this gentleman says to me that, Maurice, I'm telling you straight up now, I know you support Dr. Joe and Labour, but I'm a Timothy man. I said, that's not a problem. You're a Timothy man, you're a Timothy man. He said, no, I just want to explain to you why I say I'm a Timothy man. I said, okay. He said, well, when Dr. Douglas was Prime Minister of St. Kitts and in charge of the Labour Party, Dr. Douglas came to us, the constituents of St. Kitts Nevis, and tell us over in Constituency 7 to give Timothy a chance. He's a good man. And because of Dr. Douglas coming to us and telling us that, he personally decided to give Timothy the support and whatever. And he personally has benefited under Timothy, and Timothy have not done him anything, so he cannot turn his back on Timothy and whatever. And I said, that I understood. I mean, people can look at things on an individual basis, but I look at things holistically, because it does not matter for me what a minister of government might do to benefit me, my community, the country. When it comes times where that person is screwing up, they either make the adjustments or they got to go. So if you cannot see what Timothy did to this country in 7 years because you might have received a house or you might have benefited in some way, that is fine. I would not hold it against you because that is your opinion. I am not in any position to tell you how to think about Timothy. But I appreciated that conversation. And I just want to say to that gentleman, continue to pay attention and basically hold the government foot to the fire. You know, it should not be about PAM, Labour, CCM, NRP, PLP, or anything else. It should be about what the motto is. Our country first. So continue to love Timothy, but also if Timothy gonna be out there spreading fake news and trying to bring down the country, you have to call them out. Because a lot of that is going on. Now, another matter that I have been in conversation with, and it's amazing how our people think and how the world is, because there's a lot of people in St. Kitts Nevis believe they're entitled. They're entitled. They were not there for the fight. Up to this afternoon, I was speaking to someone who was very instrumental and supportive of the drive when our 3 people got arrested in St. Kitts during independence period back in 21. And our people got tear gas, and I decided to start the process here in New York and try to get down to the mission to speak to Brother Patchison was ignored, and Alva Pemberton, and then they consider me enemy of the state and start to basically blacklist me. I was not nationalistic enough because I am speaking about the wrongs that was taking place in the Federation. And if my memory serves me correctly, I could not find 20 people to walk down to the mission with me to speak to the ambassador or to represent our people in St. Kitts Nevis. I couldn't find 20 people. And I wasn't looking for anyone, you know, because the way it started really on this program, I pointed out my position and my objection to what transpired when those 3 individuals got arrested. As I always say, my boy, Model Cop, Shock was one of those people, got arrested for, I understand, videotaping or carrying the march live, which was nonsense. Also, 2 young ladies got arrested. One, I understand later, had a young baby and was locked away for the weekend from her baby. And instruction was given to them, to the officers, not to bail anybody for the weekend. Let them sit and go through whatever. So our country went through a very rough period between 2015 and 2022. So today for me, when people sit back and want to tell me, throw water upon that, forget about the People's Action Movement, PAM, and their contribution to the destruction of our country from 2015 to 2022. Forget about the PLP with Timothy Harris as the Prime Minister at the time and leader of the PLP. Throw water upon that. Forget about the destruction from 2015 to 2022. The CCM with leader Premier Brantley. Those 3 organizations that sat there and saying, ignore the fake news, ignore the noise, country running good. You hear the songs, them surplus after surplus and this kind of thing. This is what we were hearing. While the country was sinking deeper and deeper in darkness. We heard about who was supposed to be getting money to drill wells for water and desalination plants and all of these stuff. We get all kind of fancy words from these people. And if it was not for the breakup in 2022, a lot of the bad things that were happening in our beloved Federation of St. Kitts Nevis, we would have never known, because people was just satisfied with the handout. The 1 or 2 people, like why I say 5% of the people was being paid, was given handout to convince 95% of the people that everything running good. So the country was in a mess. This Pay for Peace program that they said was doing so well in the end. I can recall when Dr. Douglas, the former Prime Minister in Parliament, spoke about the then government, the team unity administration, paying people not to kill, paying criminals. It was met with a swift response from then Prime Minister Harris and his team that Dr. Douglas need to retract his statement. Nothing like that taking place, nobody getting paid not to commit crime. That is what they said then. But we all know what happened during the campaign of 2022. Everybody came full circle and said, this was the program and it's the best thing ever. It lowered the crime rate and whatever. So my good people, I'm asking you all to pay attention. Pay attention to the words of these politicians. It doesn't matter whether it's Prime Minister Jew. It doesn't matter who is speaking. It doesn't matter whether it's opposition. Pay close attention to the conversation. Because look at what we are hearing today. I'm going to play some clips in a bit. Never before in our beloved federation, we have been in the situation that we are today with water. A very serious matter. Water is life. And with all the talk they had during that 7.5 years, 2015 to 2022, I'm going to play the clips because I want you all to hear them for you all self. I don't want you all to say, Marish, I'm making up anything. We know our federation is expanding. We know private homes are building. We know hoteliers, other commercial properties are coming on stream. We got the healthcare sector. We got cruise tourism. So water is priority and water is a must. And they knew, the engineers knew, the politicians should have known that they have to continue to provide adequate water, just as adequate electricity and everything else for our people and for our visitors. And they stay in cabinet and in parliament, and I will call it play the ass. Because a statement by Premier Brantley last week, it caught me off guard. When Premier Brantley said he sat in parliament or he sat in cabinet and he didn't represent the people of Keon in regards to drilling of water because there was a representative there from Keon who did not say nothing. But all of these people was talking their things and saying they're working together, best government, best prime minister ever and all this kind of thing. So when I'm hearing these things today, I want to know if our beloved people, our people of our beloved federation, are they hearing the same things I'm hearing? Because these people have to be charged. Since they cannot be charged in court, you have to charge them at the polls. Demonstrate. Actions need to be taken to get these people out of office, you know. They lied to you. They hoodwink you, as they would say, and get into office. Well, now they get in there, they're showing you their real colors. You can take them out. You can go on the street, you can go to their office and state your protest and get them out. I am of the view, and I'm pretty sure many of you out there would feel the same way. The new Labour administration, in my view, they are doing their best with what they have. Struggling as they may with some of the detractors, you know. And I hear Dwyer say it and I believe in it. The best government you could have in any country is having a robust opposition. And it appears as though in our beloved federation, in the federal cabinet, it's fair for us to say that there is no opposition. We have been saying that for some time. Because how can you have a premier of the sister island, Queen City Nevis, dependent on the federal cabinet for support and benefit, and yet you're going to be fighting the hand that is feeding you, or cutting the hand that is feeding you? It does not work that way. So I do not know what went on in Premier Brantley head in his decision. CCM, NRP, CCM, PLP, and the People's Action Movement, PAM. You was in a coalition government. You end up in the opposition. you are still the Premier of Navies. Give one of the other guys a chance to be the leader of the opposition, that you could have a real conversation in Parliament, not laughing and kissing and hugging. I'm not saying that the opposition have to fight the sitting government, no. But I'm saying make it at least look or appears to be that you guys serious about what you're doing. And on the other hand, we have independence and opposition and navies for the local administration. And we hear the complaints week after week from some of the analysts, some of the radio announcers, and the social media pundits talking about everything that is wrong on Navis. But we're not seeing any political action. We're not seeing a demonstration. We're not seeing nothing on the streets. We're not seeing any ticketing of the Premier's office. We're not seeing nothing. So if you're going to come out on a Monday night, a Thursday night, a Saturday afternoon, and just prosecuting a case, and that's all you're going to do, how you expect anything to change on Navis? My good people, when I come here on a Wednesday, I am not here to cuss. I am here to have a conversation. And the conversation is to open up the minds of the people of our beloved Federation at home and abroad. So if what you guys are prosecuting and seems to have the facts are your receipts, as we would call it, why not take it to the next level? Why just talk and leave it there? Why all the talk and just leaving it there? So it takes me back to the water situation. I have listened to a water engineer, according to what was said on the radio station where he was. I'm not sure whether it's Win FM or Freedom. But he was speaking about the drilling of wells and the continuation of drilling. And what caught me off guard, what is funny and caught me off guard, is that Prime Minister Joe, since he was elected as Prime Minister and the Labour government is there, Prime Minister have always spoken about the fact that you had a government there for 7.5 years, from 2015 to 2022. You had 3 Minister of Public Works. Originally, you had Ian Patches-Liebert. Ambassador Ian Patches-Liebert was the Minister of Public Works. And basically, I don't know whether he started drilling KR or what, but nothing was done to arrest the situation in KR. Followed by the Deputy Prime Minister, Sean Richards. Again, nothing was done, nothing came to fruition in regards to the water situation in KR. And then you had another Deputy Prime Minister from that area, the Honorable Eugene Hamilton. So you had 3 ministers of work, and none of them was able to get a drop of water out of the ground in KR. And Dr. Joe has bragged and boasted that in short time, his government got into office and they was able to contact BEAD, re-engage BEAD to do some drilling, and water was found. And the process is near completion for the people of Keon and the surrounding area to get some water. Now, this conversation been going on since Prime Minister Joe got into office, you know. But we had the leader of the opposition busy in Taiwan riding the stationary bikes and flying all over the place to the UK, enjoying whatever the Prime Minister can provide. And we ain't hear one lick out of him about water. Not one word about water in the situation in St. Kitts. But I don't know what happened recently. I am hearing his comments about the water in Keon. I'm hearing his comments that they left a plan in place. And that plan is the plan that Prime Minister Joe has used to get water in the Keon area. So basically, he's calling out Dr. Joe and saying, you didn't do nothing special. You use what you met. So don't take credit for our work. But in the meantime, we also know that we have the same situation at Nevis. And the CCM been in government for some time now, I understand, some 13 years. And Nevis is going through the same situation about water. So let me just drop these clips. I don't know if I have them in order, but let me drop these clips so that we can get a better understanding what is really going on with these people and why I am calling on you, the citizens of St. Kitts Nevis, at home and abroad, to pay close attention to this conversation, and let's see whether or not these people are serious about doing the job that they were elected to do. Stand by.
So there potentially is a lot of water still to be obtained by drilling new wells.
So there's need for additional wells.
That has been the strategy for the last decades. Unfortunately, there were some problems encountered along the way. If you go back to 2014, the government signed a contract with BEAD to develop our groundwater resources. That contract encountered some problems. To the best of my understanding, maybe about 2017-18, thereabout. And so that contract, as I said, developed some problems, and BEAD's operation, the drilling was stopped. And so that set us back in terms of where we were supposed to be. If we had continued on that trajectory, that is the same time when Shadwell 1 and Shadwell 2 were drilled, and there were some others that were planned, including the one at Keon.
Yes.
If we had continued on that trajectory, we would have been in a state now where we probably would not have water shortage or rationing.
So, like I said, this is the water engineer supposedly speaking about the process and the continuation of drilling for water that was not done. And we are talking about in some 7.5 years under the Team Unity administration. Apparently, no water drilling was done. So therefore, we are in a situation now where there's a water concern in our beloved federation. It's really unfortunate that we are here at this juncture talking about this, because it's a very serious matter. People are suffering. You got young ladies have to get themselves clean up in the evening, the babies, nurses, doctors work in different shifts, get home, folks work on the ambulance who cannot get a proper shower because water rationing and this stuff. So these people, they need to be held accountable. They need to be held accountable. So that was the water engineer talking there. But I think the water engineers, they too, should be able to do better than they're doing. I mean, you're the engineer, yes. You got supervisors who are going to tell you what to do, but you are the engineer. So act as such and make sure people understand what they need to do. Now, let's see what Brother Brantley has to say here about the water.
Was on the table was the water problems in Keon. We met a plan when we got into government, left there to develop water by BEAD. The plan was there. And when sometimes I hear them talking, I said, we must ask why the plan was never implemented. And the answer is that the person then in charge said, no, he's not going to do any business with BEAD. He wants another company. When he was told that's going to lead to legal problems and will be sued and all that, he was adamant, and so nothing happened. I want you all to reflect on this, you know. Nothing happened for 5 years because one man said he will not do it. Now, is that service to country or is that service to self? Because it's all about self-aggrandizement. I used to sit back sometimes and I used to say, well, they must know what they must do, because me in the cabinet and Mr. Eugene Hamilton, who's the representative for number 8, me say, if he not make noise, what me make noise for? If he not make noise, to say that water must come to Keon, why Mark Brandy must go down and go make noise? I know people may say that is not the right approach, but sometimes you have to look at things for all of you sitting around the table as equals. And one man say he not do nothing unless it's his company, the one that he select, gonna get the work. And just like that, no water. 5 years. It is only after 2020 and the portfolios changed. And I must give Sean Richards some credit because he came in and he then tried to activate insofar as the plan that we had there since 2015 that we met to ameliorate the water situation in Keon. But that government was short-lived. And so we only had, what, 18 months? And then the government collapsed. And so Jew them have now come in. And what is the plan that Jew them are the same plan, you know? The same plan from 2015 involving Bede. The same drilling in Keon and some well in Shadwell. That was the plan that we met, you know? So the same plan from 2015 took until 2022 when Prime Minister Jew and his team took over to then they talk about implementing that plan. So I'm not here tonight to defend anybody or to attack anybody, but I think the facts are important when we talk about these things. Because when I was being attacked in high and low places as being a bad spender, I was making sure that I was spending money on developing Nevis. One of the things I've prided myself on as the premier of this island, you have never heard any whiff of scandal involving my administration.
Housing.
So, this is the Premier, Mark Brantley, who was then the foreign minister in the federal cabinet between 2015 and 2022, telling us that he was sitting in cabinet and the water situation in Keon didn't bother him because the representative for Keon sit there did not say anything. My good people, these are the same people that was telling us best government, country running good, best everything ever, ignore the fake news, ignore the noise and all this kind of stuff, you know. These are the people coming now. You always hear a liar has no memory. When they're talking now, they're talking like they wasn't there. You know? If you listen to some of them talk, in their mind when they're speaking, they're trying to blame they was not there. But I want Premier Brantley to know, you was there for 7.5 years as well. You know? And you should be held accountable, just as the People's Action Movement, just as the PLP and the former Prime Minister Timothy Harris. Every last one of you, your other ministers, Evelyn and Brother Jeffers, you all sat there in cabinet. You all know the problems were. You all know what the water issues was. Whatever we are dealing with now, you all must be held accountable. And this is why I'm saying that the Joe administration, the PRO is very weak because they need to be out there putting these things at the foot of the farmer administration and demonstrate and show the people what they are doing to correct the problem. Not out there fighting within yourself, fighting amongst yourself. I never see more Labour people in my life since Prime Minister Joe became Prime Minister. Many of them was cussing the Prime Minister. Then Dr. Terence Yu, before he became leader of the Labour Party, saying what he want. He can't even win his own seat in number 8, where he want leadership for Lagos to them. They would never support him. Some of them would say they're his big friend now. Some of them say they love him from small. He was always the body, but they were cussing him to me. And they were cussing me, telling me, what am I representing? Who am I representing? They were saying, Dr. Joe going to be worse than Timothy Harris. And it looked like that is what they were trying to do. Make sure that their campaign slogan, that Dr. Joe will be worse than Timothy Harris. They want to make it so. And my good partner, you know, Dr. Joe, they're smiling, grinning with them. And I tell him already, you know, smiling with them people there who was there trying to take you down. Pay attention, Dr. Joe. Pay attention, Mr. Prime Minister. They not got no love for you. They don't have any love for you. It's the same conversation I'm hearing. Take a listen to Prime Minister just speaking about the water situation recently.
Growing water shortages across the region are just symptoms of a larger problem: climate change. Your visionary government, led by Prime Minister Dr. Terence Drew, recognizes this and will move St. Kitts and Nevis into the future by creating a sustainable island state capable of facing the challenges of the 21st century and beyond.
In that, we presented to the world that St. Kitts and Nevis has now put a framework together of how we are going to advance the SDGs and deal with the scourge of climate change, because we had not had a national plan as to how to deal with the issues of climate change. The way you approach managing any country at this time with climate change upon us cannot be the way it was managed before. And that is why we said we have to come up with this framework. Otherwise, if we don't do that, and we don't adapt, we don't have a plan, you know what they say, man without a plan is doomed to fail. And therefore, we made sure that a plan is in place. Now, within that plan, we have 7 pillars of the sustainable island state. At the center of it is energy, which we can talk about, but water is also a significant part of it. We want our people to be able to have 24/7 water, but of course, water that you will not waste.
So, my good people, because of you heard it for yourself. You heard Premier Brantley. Premier Brantley has been the Premier of Nevis for, as I said, more than 5 years. Because he's been through at least 2 elections already. He was a part of the Team Unity administration for the last 7.5 years, from 2015 to 2022. And I am holding them responsible, the former Team Unity administration, which comprised the People's Action Movement, PAM, led by the then Sean Richards, who was the Deputy Prime Minister. The People's Labour Party, led by Timothy Harris, who was then the Prime Minister of the Federation. The Concerned Citizen Movement, CCM, led by Premier Brantley, now leader of the opposition in the federal government, federal parliament. You know, they have to be held accountable. These are the same people out there campaigning to go back into federal government. You know, Timothy is out there busy with his goons, spreading the fake news, doing all kind of nonsense, trying to convince you, the people, that Prime Minister Joe is not living up to his promise, his commitment to the people of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. My good people, I cannot speak for later, or I can speak for today. And I can promise you, through my investigation and through my observation, if I see anything on the negative of Dr. Joe, representing our people of St. Kitts and Nevis, are doing what they campaign and doing for the betterment of our country. If I see anything on the negative, I have no problem coming here speaking about it. But I always give every one of these ministers, ever since I started this platform. Timothy thought he was bigger than me, he was bigger than the world, he was bigger than you, the people. So he never came to have a conversation with me, invite me to have a conversation with him. That's why he's where he is, right? Had Timothy take the warning that was given to him, if Timothy was not so selfish, he might have still been in office today. I am saying to Dr. Joe, and I'm saying to all your potential politicians out there, the people does not work for you. You work for the people of the Federation. You have to listen to the people. You have to provide for the people. I am convinced, and I'm not easily convinced, my good people. You have to show me. But I am convinced that Prime Minister Joe, the AG, and his team is working tirelessly to restore the water, and everything else that our country needs. I am convinced of that. And over the next coming weeks or months, I am giving them time to settle in. I know some of them traveling, taking care of their business. But I'm going to invite them here to this platform because I want them to come and sit across from me and speak to me and answer you, the general public's concerns and questions. The Honorable Congress Maynard, Jeffrey Hanley, Marsha Henderson, Prime Minister Joe, the AG, the Ombudsman, Brother Duggins, every last one of those elected and selected members, we're going to have the conversation with them. Because, as I said, they have done a great deal of work, but I don't think that the Prime Minister is getting the credit that is due to him and his party. The fake news are taking over. We, the people of St. Kitts Nevis, we are sensible than that. We are smarter than that. Yes, there might be some internal situation. Yes, some people might be treated unfair, but we can deal with that without mashing up the country. And I am open to have those conversations. Someone called me yesterday, and it was a big laugh between us because they're saying, boy, Marisha, under the former administration, when a shower or rain fall, everybody have to run for the bucket and the mop and the broom and whatever to sweep out water. And it look like since they don't have to do that now, they're restless. They can't find nothing else to do, so they have nothing to complain about, so whatever. But at the end of the day, we have a responsibility to the people. We have a responsibility to the people, to the country. And the government cannot do it by themselves. We need all hands on deck. DJ Marisha came to this podcast only for 14 days, and I keep reminding you all. Only for 14 days to keep me busy while I was locked down in quarantine. Is you the people? Is you the people that asked me to continue with this podcast? And I decided, okay, since so many people came down on me to continue, this podcast cannot be in the same zone that it was and the attack to get rid of a government. Now we have to change direction to observe and hold this government foot to the fire. So who don't like what I'm saying or who don't want to hear me, I'm going to repeat what I said about it a couple of weeks ago. I got a partner there named Elman Harley. He used to say tough. Whenever he have anything to say and people don't like it, he said tough. So I'm telling you all, I'm going to borrow the word from my partner, Brother Harley, and tell you all don't like what I have to say. Tough. Because I am not here looking for friends. I am not here trying to make friends. I am not here looking for likes. I am here to ensure that we have a conversation that our country can get better. There's a lot of us in the diaspora, and even right in St. Kitts. The short term I am in St. Kitts, I realize that there are a lot of people on the island of St. Kitts that are not being approached and are underutilized because nobody is looking at them to give them an opportunity. And I'm asking for that, A few people have gotten the opportunity since I've been on my campaign trail, a few people. But there's a lot more people there on the island of St. Kitts Nevis that are not given the opportunity, while foreigners are getting the opportunities. You all heard the song there that I asked my boy Mighty Pat to perform, I know the lyrics might have burned some of your crap. But the reality is that it appears as though we are aliens in our own little country, our Federation of St. Kitts Nevis. And that song not going to die. And one day, one day, some of you who went on the campaign to get rid of Pat and get him out of the competition because you did not like the lyrics of this song. One day you're going to wake up and realize, boy, this is what the man was singing about, you know. One of the better performers out of St. Kitts Nevis, in my view, was disrespected when you all did what you all did to him. Politics should not have no role in the development of people's life. If someone is qualified to do a job, doesn't matter what party you support or who you vote for, is your country. You should be able to contribute. You should be allowed to contribute. There are many people who run to America and run to the region to get away from the political mayhem in the Federation. I've heard these stories. People have spoken to me about it. And I will continue to say, you know, stuff that is so simple to fix, problem that is so simple to resolve, end up to be a big mountain because of your political belief. You know, they might not come to you and say it openly, but it's clear whether it might be a Nevis or St. Kitts, you go for a little favor. They want to know which village you're from, who you support, who you vote for. And I would hope that this new administration stamp out those things there, because all of us are nationals of St. Kitts Nevis. And I will not stand by and support anything like that against our brothers and sisters. Doesn't matter whether you're PAM, Labour, CCM, NRP, or whatever. Everybody must be given the opportunity. Now you're going to have your one-halves out there, you know. You're going to have the one-halves out there that get opportunities after opportunities and squander it. And still want more opportunities. I'm not talking about those, you know. I'm talking about the average man and woman, the little boy and girls in our beloved Federation who has not been given the opportunity. We got some of them come out here, they come not, and they go back with not. Because some of them come here and instead of them advancing themselves, put themselves in a little trade school, get caught up and get some education and go back home and help. They get into illegal activities out here. They do nonsense. And then they get back to the Federation because they got deported. And they go down there trying to impress people that they're the smartest, they're the baddest. They threaten people to kill them. They're bad men. And then you hear they get bumped off. These are some of the issues we have happening right now. And people are defending these nonsense and blaming the government. Now, there was that incident at the ferry terminal 2 Saturdays ago. And I went down to the terminal to really observe what's going on there. And I saw a gentleman down there threatening another who just playing a game of domino to kill him. Well, suppose that gentleman have the same frame of mind and say, well, you're threatening me to kill me because we have a disagreement. Well, suppose I kill you. This kind of stuff needs to stop. We need to educate our people. During my live broadcast on the Tuesday from down at the ferry terminal, I said some things and some people might have took offense to it. But it's all okay, we're not going to agree on everything. But I will repeat it. Growing up in St. Kitts back in the 70s, when I knew myself, when you see then what we call Rasta men, or someone smoking weed or ganja, when they don't smoke that thing, they're in a kind of relaxing state, a transitional state, and they're giving you some serious conversation, education-wise and stuff like that. Cool and relaxed and collective. Today, you see these young people, they got all kind of brown and all kind of nonsense chipping up in a paper, and they're smoking cigarette after cigarette after cigarette. Well, I call it cigarette is weed. But the chain smoking, and they're drinking the Guinness, and they're drinking the Red Bull, and they're drinking the Boom. And they're drinking all kind of these sugary drink, energy drink. And then they start cussing each other and fighting each other. Nothing positive coming out of the weed anymore. There might still we have those cool Rasta guys, folks who use it for the sacrament that still function like in the past. But I'm talking about what we are seeing down at the ferry terminal there in St. Kitts. You got some guys, they relax. Some guys, when they come, they see me, Marisha, what's up, baze, boom. But then the majority of them, they are fighting each other and carrying on with some stuff they cannot handle it. So if you can't handle it, stay away from it. Just like the liquor. I remember one time a young lady was at my place there in St. Paul's when Inner Circle was swinging. And those days I used to put down my Guinness and stuff. A case of Guinness was nothing for me to drink back in the days. You know, and the lady walked over to me, a lady from Guyana. She said, Mr. Marisha, I've been observing you, you know, and I think that you drink too much. I said, why you say that? She said, because I watch you drink 6 Guinness a day in a very short time. She said, but one thing I could say about you, you could control your liquor because though you're drinking, you're not getting loud and rowdy like those guys as they drink one beer. They're gone crazy. So I acknowledge what she said. And over the years, without anyone forcing me to reduce my alcohol intake, I did that on my own with the help of my doctor speaking to me about health and stuff like that. As I get older, I have to adjust my life. And I did that. But how many of our young people are taking this into consideration? I remember I went across to the UK, Birmingham to be exact, with my cousin Jerry Blythe, Jerry Carty, a brother man named Les from St. Paul's. They took me across to Sahara at the Red Barrel. And those days I could have handled my liquor. And the drink I fell in love with was what they call over there is super tea, the tenant stout. They will pint. And the lady at the bar who was serving the drinks, I didn't realize she was monitoring me. And after I put down 6 super tea, which is 6 points of alcohol, and I'm there, she called everybody's attention across to me saying, well, this gentleman just drink 6 super tea and he's still there, nothing bothering him. Normally somebody drink 2 of that and they fall down. English people weak. That's a joke, by the way. But I say all of that to say this, you know, as you go through life, you cannot just go through life. You got to grow through life. You got to, when you make your mistakes, you acknowledge them and you fix them and move on. Because in life, you know, anything you do, you might think it's not affecting others, but everything we do in life affects others in some way, whether it's going to be positive or negative. And it takes me into the next conversation I want to have. Again, back to Premier Mark Brantley. We cannot continue to blame people for everything when we cannot do things. If you know you're not capable of doing a job as Premier, step away and let somebody who is capable of fulfilling for the people do the job. But you cannot keep making promises after promises to the people, and when you get elected, then you start blaming people for not doing anything. I am hearing Premier Brantley telling the non-government agencies, we call it NGOs, like TDC, Hasford and them, that they must come talk to him to help develop Nevis. But Brother Brantley, these people are okay. They have built their company. They have their fortune. They don't need you, the Premier, to help them. The people of Nevis is in need of what they have. So the people must support them. Just like water, food, you must eat and drink to be sustained. So you cannot go and fuss the NGOs and tell them to come talk to you. You have to go to them, present a plan, invite them to do something to help your people. So let's take a listen to Premier Brantley again, chatting his nonsense. Because my people, I want us to wake up and understand, you know, if we don't hold these government ministers or these potential candidates' foot to the fire, we're going to be forever on the losing end. We're going to be forever complaining and crying out while they're enjoying the millions, you know. Because when they jump on the plane and they go to Dubai and they go to the UK and they go to LA and they come to New York, they are treated like kings and queens, you know. And the bank accounts stay fat. While you all continue to struggle and ask for pap and pep. But you all better wake up. Because DJ Marisha is telling you all it's time to rise. My good people, it's time to wake up. So let's take a listen to Premier Brantley again.
Housing, we understand the demand for housing. We also understand that the government of Nevis cannot satisfy that demand. So I'm not even going to sugarcoat it or pretend the government of Nevis cannot satisfy that demand, in large measure because the government of Nevis doesn't have the land stock. Unlike our brothers in St. Kitts, the federal government is the largest landowner on the island of St. Kitts. Because Nevis got out of sugar a long time ago, Nevis government doesn't own lands like the St. Kitts government, St. Kitts Nevis government owns the sugar lands. And so we do not have the luxury of just opening up new developments on Nevis. Where we have lands, we've tried our best, such as Maddens, but we understand that our land stock is finite. So we continue to invite the private sector. If, as we have seen, the demand is what you say it is, and I agree with you, then we're asking the private sector to step up. There is no private sector developer currently who's doing affordable housing, who's doing housing for the sort of middle-income household, who's offering a turnkey project. The only one that I think tried was a development up there in the church ground area. Can't remember the name now. But they had a development there. But I think that the price point there was such that some people was a little above the range for some. But if somebody out there can come to the government with a proposal to provide concessions because they have a piece of land, they have the expertise, where they can offer homes within that, what I would call 150,000 US, I'm sorry, what am I saying? 100,000 US to 150,000 US range. That is 270,000 EC to 400,000 EC range. I believe that there is a tremendous demand for that, because that is not too far outside the range that the Nevis Housing and Land Development Corporation is doing homes for. But the government cannot do it alone. So we're calling on the private sector. TDC, if you're listening, we know you have plenty of land in Nevis. Come do a project in Nevis. It is important that that happens. My good friend there, the chairman, is he chairman now of TDC? Mr. Kelly? Nevis man. Mr. Ernie France, big man in Nevis, a Nevis man. Well, you all do something in Nevis now. You look at St. Kitts, you look at the number of projects that TDC has done. I'm not that I'm picking on them, but TDC is a big company. And they are a national entity. TDC group is spread across the Federation. When you look at St. Kitts, I could think of Half Moon, that project over there, what they call Sunrise, I think. I can think of a project there on the Bayfront, close to Port Zante. I could think of the developments in town. I could think of Duars Estate. I can think of Leeward Cove Condominium. What do you mean? You could do all that over in St. Kitts. Well, Nevis people need housing too. So TDC, I'm calling you out. Come over and see us and partner with us. Can't have two divisions at the helm of a national company and I do not know Nevis. Come talk to us. Yes, I'm saying it publicly because I think that is how the country needs to function. Hosfords, come talk to us. And let some of that development come over here because our people are crying out for housing. And some of these companies own significant lands. They have access to lumber and all that you need for building. They own the cement company. So all that you need for construction, they have land, lumber and building materials, cement. They sell steel too. So you have everything, all you need is the will. And the government is willing to partner with you. I hope these divisions are not going to let me down. Lord, it must be after your tenure you can say, point to something in Nevis that you did. I'm hopeful. It can't be just sometimes about just profit. It also has to be about ensuring that there's development in the country. And we have 14,000 people over here. We have people in the tourism sector, people in the banking sector, middle management within the public service. And people are all asking, a lot of divisions have a piece of land already. But the hassle of building sometimes, to get the plans and to deal with planning and get the architects and hire contractor, hire plumber, they would prefer a turnkey. When you tell them, listen, choose your house, and that is why the government housing has been so popular. Because once they choose the house, the only thing they have to do is always pay for it. Because the government then takes care of the contractor and all the painting and everything else. So, yes, there is room. And I've publicly called out some of the big companies to tell them to do something in Nevis for a change.
You know, Brother Brantley, you know, I'm going to pull up a track here, right? I'm going to pull up a track here because back in the Virgin Islands, there was a group by the name of Lashing Dogs. They had a song, Not So Hard, Mr. Howard. I think you need to stop trying so hard to bullshit people, right? So I'm going to play this song for you, Brother Brantley, right? Not so hard. Stop trying so hard to bullshit people. You cannot be calling on TDC and Hasford to come talk to you, the Premier, to do what you was elected to do. You could reach out to them and ask for help in providing these things for the people of Nevis. So, Brother Brantley, this one for you.
Mr. Hubbard had a clinic down in town, and all he want is them young girls to come. Mr. Hubbard had a clinic down in town, and all he want is them young girls to come. But every time when they visit his office, you will hear them singing this little song. Don't do it so hard, Mr. Hubbard. Not so hard, Mr. Hubbard. I don't like it so hard, Mr. Hubbard. Not so hard, Mr. Hubbard. Don't push it so hard, Mr. Hubbard. Not so hard, Mr. Hubbard. I used to walk with Mr. Hubbard down in town, and I was curious what is going on. Man, I walk morning, noon, and night, but I can't find out why they singing this song. Don't do it so hard, Mr. Hubbard. Not so hard, Mr. Hubbard. I don't like it so hard, Mr. Hubbard. Not so hard, Mr. Hubbard. Don't push it so hard, Mr. Hubbard. Not so hard, Mr. Hubbard. Sometimes I wanna be the medicine he giving them, or the injection that got them singing this song. Don't do it so hard, Mr. Hubbard. Not so hard, Mr. Hubbard. I don't like it so hard, Mr. Hubbard. Not so hard, Mr. Hubbard. Don't push it so hard, Mr. Hubbard. Not so hard, Mr. Hubbard. Mr. Hubbard had a clinic down in town, and all he want is them young girls to come. Mr. Hubbard had a clinic down in town, and all he want is them young girls to come. But every time when they visit his office, you will hear them singing this little song. Don't do it so hard, Mr. Hubbard. Not so hard, Mr. Hubbard. I don't like it so hard, Mr. Hubbard. Not so hard, Mr. Hubbard. Don't push it so hard, Mr. Hubbard. Not so hard, Mr. Hubbard. I used to walk with Mr. Hubbard down in town, and I was curious what is going on. Man, I walk morning, noon, and night, but I can't find out why they singing this song. Don't do it so hard, Mr. Hubbard. Not so hard, Mr. Hubbard. I don't like it so hard, Mr. Hubbard. Not so hard, Mr. Hubbard. Don't push it so hard, Mr. Hubbard. Not so hard, Mr. Hubbard. Sometimes I wanna be the medicine he giving them, or the injection that got them singing this song. Don't do it so hard, Mr. Hubbard. Not so hard, Mr. Hubbard. I don't like it so hard, Mr. Hubbard. Not so hard, Mr. Hubbard. Don't push it so hard, Mr. Hubbard. Not so hard, Mr. Hubbard. I don't like it so hard, Mr. Hubbard. Not so hard, Mr. Hubbard. Don't push it so hard, Mr. Hubbard. Not so hard, Mr. Hubbard.
Yeah, man, Brother Brantley, if they work too hard for you, just walk away. You know, if it's too hard, you know, if it's too hard, tell them, don't push it so hard on you. You know, tell them you're still hanging in. As a matter of fact, let me go across to my brother there, my brother, the man, King Ginger. You know, and this is a real life story, eh? This one, Brother Ginger have here. Brother Ginger had some situation here in the New York area. And the man is so creative that he put his experience in song. And he said he's still hanging in. But it appears as though that the people of Nevis, all of them hanging in still too, you know. Nobody seems to want to take on the premier to fix the problems on Nevis. All of them still hanging in. So, oh my God, they're still hanging in. I want to big up my boy there. Brother Daly, good evening, my brother. Brother Carlisle, Tulu, Brother Henry Daniel. You have to stop the hanging. The Jamaica having a ball. I still hanging in. I don't want to do all your work or your business. The King Ginger, the man Chubby. This one is coming for you, Massive and Crew.
Young, dumb and looking for company. When this woman encouraged me to marry to she. In this life I have made mistakes, that's the biggest one that I'll ever make. The woman nearly killed me for goodness sake. She was no rasta but she well bred. She tells she friends that are dead in bed. I cannot believe the things that the woman said. The preacher tells she to say I do, she said yes, but Ginger not with you. I'm still hanging in, still hanging in. I just married to you to get green card. I'm the street man from Trinidad. Still hanging in. I extend me hand trying to help she. She spit in my face and almost blind me. But I still hanging in. I still hanging in. I still hanging in, girl. I still hanging in there.
Yeah, man. You King Ginger.
Never judge a book by the cover, old people say. I buy the book and didn't look in there. The cover portrait fidelity, love, sweetness and dignity. I start to grin like I just win the lottery. But when I turn the pages, all I could see: hate, malice, vanity, pain, shame, scandal and treachery. I couldn't tell where the lyrics were coming from, but I get more blows than a bongo drum.
Oh yeah.
Still hanging in. Lord, she nearly gave me a heart attack. I felt like I went to hell and back. Still hanging in, still hanging in. But who the master bless woman can't hurt me. She couldn't take away my masculinity. I still hanging in, I still hanging in. I still hanging in, girl. I still hanging in there. She bad, she leave me, she run away. The brother tell me, boy, let Jezebel stay out there. But being such a forgiving man, I tried to play good Samaritan. I opened my heart and took back the woman. But like she came to settle us for, the minute she put foot in me door, start to go on twice as bad as before. I leave the house, I went to work, sweet man come there and run amok. Still hanging in, still hanging in. Very food on the plate, you understand? She said, come and hand me man to me. Still hanging in, still hanging in. When she want to hear good news about me, she just check the death announcements nightly. But I still hanging in, I still hanging in, I still hanging in, girl. I still hanging in there. Police tell them I fling hot water pan she. Although she no had no bun pan she body. She tell she like to impress the man, to make me look like a hooligan, to get me out of the way for the sweet man done. The policeman didn't come to play as I opened him mouth to hear me say. He pull out the gun, arrested me right there. In the dead of winter, my loving spouse make the judge put me out me house. Too proud to beg, no courage to steal. 3 days I went without a meal. No coat on me back, a cold and hungry. I had to make me bed on the streets of New York City. But I still hanging in.
Yeah, man.
I still hanging in. I still hanging in, girl. I still hanging in there.
I still hanging in. Still hanging in.
Let we sing, monkey do. Kick out the old, can't get the new. You thought I would have dead with the things you do. Surprise, I have news for you. I still hanging in. I still hanging in.
I still hanging in. Still hanging in.
Kindness kill the pussycat, heavy load kill the ass. The same thing nearly kill me because I do blinking fast.
Why, Ginger, the same thing happened to me. Kindness kill the pussycat. Heavy load kill the ass. The same thing almost kill me because I'm too damn fast. Navy's people got to take care of their affairs. And this one, the time is now. But Ivor Henry, we're getting down to the 8 o'clock hour short. So let me drop one more track here and see if I can squeeze in something for you. Also want to say good evening to Sister Naomi Bratcher, Naomi Ward. How are you doing? Sister Hazel Claxton, Annette Morton. The man brother Ranger, Jerome Fantapool there in the UK. The man Mighty Pat there in St. Croix, Virgin Islands. The King Freddy. How are you doing, brother Elvis Williams? The man Green, the mean Green. How about the man there, brother Sebastian Williams? The dancing commissioner, brother Aston Williams, Sister Laura Williams, hope all is well. I want to touch my son there, Jeffrey Jr. over there in the LA area. Hi son, how is Sister Jazz? I also want to big up my boy there, the man Junior Greer. Hope all is well. How is Adrian? I want to big up my boy Chill Out. How are you doing, brother Chill Out? Are you online? Brother Kevin Hanley, good evening. Hope all is well with you. My boy Cabo. Good evening, brother Cabo. Brother Daniel Atherton there. Hope all is good with you guys there. Nevis at the A1 farm there, the man Mackie Truss, the brother Mikey Slack, the man Jeff Pemberton, Sister Loretta there at the Culture Bar. Good evening, hope all is well with you. Want to big up my girl Muffet Slack. Want to touch my folks across there in the Tobago area. How about brother Victor Beard, Sister Gloria Beard, Sister Melissa Beard, how are you doing? My girl there, missionary Deborah Wallace, and brother Roger Wallace. Hope all is well with you guys there. Brother Daniel there in the Trinidad area. Sister Chanel, hope all is well. Sister Kay Ramsey, good evening. Hope all is well with you guys. I want to touch my brother there, Gene Paris. How are you doing? Kids there, Chubby Paris and team. Also want to touch my brother there in the St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands, the man called Morris. Good evening, how are you doing? How is Sister Valicia? Morris, brother Evan Brown, the man Sour, Patsy Brown, Ralph and crew. Just want to big up your guy, the man Dennis Morris Briscoe. Hope all is with you. Brother Morris there in the Florida area. My uncle Eustace there in St. Croix. My cousin Jerry in the UK. Sylvia, Jennifer, Clive, Janet and crew. Also want to touch my girl, Sister Haley Tennant and team across there in Scotland. Hope all is well with you guys on that end. My brother there in Morocco, the man Ian Queely. How are you doing, Ambassador? Hope all is well with you. Also want to touch Sister Charlene Daniel there in the UK. Sister Lynn, how are you doing? Hope all is well on your end. And everybody is fine there in your area. This one, let me drop this one for the folks around the globe. Locally, regionally, international. The time to unite is now, my good people. The King Ginger.
Citizens of St. Kitts Nevis, wake up. Open your eyes, arise from your slumber. Hatred for one another must stop. We're blood family, separated by water. As we grab at each other's throat, foreigners sit back and gloat. Some of them really hope we'll destroy this country
action. Show the world we have a plan as a people with one destiny. The time to unite is now. It is the only way how we can regain our pride, my brother. Fight the urge to pull apart and say that it's time to start to try and pull ourselves together. Brothers and sisters, neighbors and friends, time for the hostilities to end. Dispel the disgusting trend to offend each other. We can't continue to row. We must make a change somehow. And brothers, the time is now. Whenever foreign investors come, we open our doors and rush to fill their agenda. We give them some of our choicest land. Whether or not it's cash they come here to launder. Some run from persecution for crimes in their own homeland. Some come down with the notion they go find cheap labor. We can't lay into their hand. Let's defend this little nation from the return of the white massa. The time to stand up is now. It is the only way how things can be rectified, my brother. Tell them leaders play their part. Sit and have a heart to heart. Get smart, don't let outsiders take over. This land is not big enough to share. There is not 1 acre to spare. Foreigners who come here can't lay claims forever. We can't continue to bow. We must make a stand somehow. And brothers, the time is now. Foreigners come and charm us with smiles, but all the while they're harming with children's future. Realize their smiling faces tell lies. Our children's cries must not be the fact of this matter. History teachers, don't you forget, they once came with chains and muskets and exploited our forefathers out of land and labor. We are going to relive that pain if we let foreigners obtain the land we've maintained for the youth's future. The time to stand up is now. It is the only way how we can remain in stride, my brother. Utilize your head and heart and say it's time to depart from the divisive ways we have. Don't be a pawn in the white man's game. Our forefathers would be ashamed to realize so little has changed. So many years later, we can't continue to bow. We must make a change somehow. And brothers, the time is now.
King Ginger. Yes, that's the sound of the man, the King Ginger. We got to unite, my good people of St. Kitts and Nevis, and you know, just do the right thing in our beloved federation. Before I drop my unofficial anthem of the Federation of St. Kitts Nevis, let me just scroll down here and give you a quick reminder of what my brother there, the man Malvern Gums, told you to do, you know?
Hey, this is Malvern from Spectrum Band, and you're listening to DJ Marisha, playing you the best in Caribbean music. Hey, this is Malvern from Spectrum Band, and you're locked into DJ Marisha. Keep it locked.
Wednesday evenings are heating up. Log on to DJ Marisha's Facebook Live broadcast every Wednesday evening from 6 to 8 p.m. It's a frank and candid exploration into the social, cultural, political, and economic issues affecting our federation. And just in case you missed it, you can also catch the broadcast on his YouTube channel, DJ Marishaw. Subscribe to the channel on YouTube and smash that bell. You will be notified whenever he goes live. DJ Marishaw, every Wednesday evening, Facebook 6 to 8 p.m. or thereafter on his YouTube channel, DJ Marishaw. Log on.
Yes, man, you are listening to the program on a Wednesday evening from 6 to 8 p.m. So let's take a quick listen to my boy one more time, my brother, Cabos.
Cabos, located at Fountain Village in Nevis, is the go-to spot for your Saturday treats. Tantalize your taste buds with his delectable Cabos Delicacy Goat Water. Or, if you prefer some soul food, then Cabos Fungi and Fish is definitely the way to go. Call ahead and reserve at 869-663-9694. Then make your way over to Cabos and enjoy the vibrant atmosphere while you savor your delicacy. Cabos, we are not changing, we are only improving.
Food all over, food all over. You got the food all over.
Yes, don't forget that Cabo now extends service to deliver on the island of Nevis and in the entire Federation. So check Cabo, call in advance and make your arrangement. Take a quick listen to Sister Carmen.
Girl Sandra, you know where you can find nice fresh local food 7 days a week, one provision and all kind of thing. Girl, where? Right down there by Shellings, by Carmen Catering Services. Girl, she opposite the bus stop. Girl, and she also cater for weddings, parties, anything you want to cater for, funeral and all. Girl, and trust me, you're gonna enjoy the food. And she also selling bites and Sundays. Opposite the car shop, right there in the main road. Girl, you could call 665-1494 or 663-6005 to order your food or go and pick up your food. Girl, the food will be finger licking and you get your money worth. You ain't want nothing better than that.
Hey! Yeah, you don't want a thing better than Sister Carmen there. Lovely food, delicious. Monday to Saturday right there, Shirley, right across from the entrance of the bus terminal, and on a Sunday, right there at the bus terminal, well, the bus stop in Boyd's from midday until about 5. You can check out Sister Carmen. Well, folks, it's that time that we bring down the curtain and look forward to yet another broadcast next Wednesday, same place, same time, 6 to 8 p.m. This one is the unofficial anthem of the Beloved Federation of St. Kitts Nevis. This one is called Arise by the late, great The King Arrow. I know the music is sweet, but my people, I plead with you to listen to the lyrics. Lyrically, once you listen to the lyrics, you'll become a better person at the end.
Country dying and never lend a helping hand. Would you see your children's future dwindling, creating much disillusion? Or would we watch on idly, disregarding our self-sufficiency? Maladministration. reintegrate and correct all mistakes. Reunification, building a brand new nation. We move on together hand in hand. So rise, citizens, arise. The country is yours, all yours, still yours. Can your conscience be clear? Indulging corruption or misusing public office, being accused of unemployment and crimes, or disrupting a citizen's peace. Oh, my country in disharmony, separated politically. Hatred for a brother cannot love each other. No, I say no, not at all. Citizens, let's unite and stand up for rights, all our lives and our lives. Let us reintegrate and correct all mistakes. Reunification, building a brand new nation. We move on together hand in hand. So rise, citizens, arise. The country is yours, all yours, still yours.
Yes, that's the song of the late great King Aaron. That one is called Arise. My good people of St. Kitts Nevis, you can do it. You just have to stand up to the test. I want to take this opportunity to say good evening to my people there, my good people at the Island Purified Water there in Newton Ground, St. Kitts. I know I'm not in the Federation at the moment, but I want to let you know that you're still in my memory, you're still in my prayer. Thank you for keeping the DJ hydrated when I'm in the Federation of St. Kitts Nevis. Look forward to seeing you guys shortly. But the Powell and Co. Just stay safe and wishing you much success with your business. Until such time, my good people,